the national economy. Should people be worried that these same everything's changed excuses are going to be used to change laws on surveillance and to change the Fourth and Fifth Amendments in terms of what needs to be done? Can you now be forced to hand over your phone if you've been diagnosed with the coronavirus? Should people worry about that?
I just had a question in a teletown hall that I just did from a gentleman in Denver who asked the very similar question. Are we going too far? Have we done the cost-benefit analysis? Do we know what's right? And so, if you go back to the great economists, experts, people like Milton Friedman, who said real change happens at moments of crisis, well, we have to make sure that that real change is in the spirit and best interest of this country, that it follows our Constitution and our law, and that we don't go too far, that we don't violate rights. That's a balance that we have to succeed with. You have a time frame when courts may be shutting down because they're afraid of the coronavirus, but courts are still there to uphold our rights. We are listening to the best advice we can from health experts who we have tasked with protecting our country from a health crisis unparalleled. So that's why we have to get this right, but we have to keep always in our mind, are we doing the right thing? Are we getting the right cost-benefit analysis? And what can we do to get out of this and get people back on their feet?
But there's got to be some hard and fast lines, right? I mean, the reason the rules are written down is for times of crisis. They're not written down for the good times. They're written down for the bad times. So can you guarantee that you would not support anything that would involve the suspension of the Fourth or Fifth Amendment in the ways that in Israel now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, look, our Constitution.
Let me ask you better. What are your red lines when it comes to not business liberties, but individual liberties?
Well, look, our Constitution is crystal clear. It is not a series of things that we can do because the government is so generous it's going to let us do these things. It's actually a check on it's basically saying here are the powers of the government. It is a series
fair to say, Senator, forgive me for interrupting because we only have a few seconds, but
sure.
There have been a lot of parts of the Constitution that seem to have been usurped over the past couple of weeks. You've got bills spending billions, if not trillions of dollars racing through the House and the Senate late at night before people have even had a chance to read them. You have shelter-in-place orders for some 1/5 of the country. You have businesses shut down. This was unthinkable 3 weeks ago. So why should people say, oh, well, they'll live by these constitutional rules when others have been looked over?
Well, I don't know that Congress acting quickly is unconstitutional. It's unheard of, but it's certainly not unconstitutional. But we do have to protect people's rights. We do have to make sure that our laws are obeyed by. The states are reserved powers of health, welfare, and safety. That was designed by the founders to give them some of those powers. But we have to make sure that we don't go too far. The courts are equal partners in making sure that this doesn't get overstepped.
Senator,
but look, we've got to do what's get this country back on track.
We got to run coming up against this briefing at 12:30. Thank you, sir, and
thank you.
Good luck in quarantine. A lot more on this from former CDC Director Tom Friedman, who's going to join Fox News Sunday tomorrow to talk about the coronavirus. He'll be on with John Roberts, who's in for Chris Wallace. As always, check your local listings for time and channel. White House Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham is going to talk to Howard Kurtz tomorrow on Media.